Hey everybody, Scott here with Everything Starts Somewhere. Today I'm going to be putting in a small little fence with a gate on it. It's going to be the white PVC vinyl. I've already got this all the way around my house, but down one side of my house I've got just a bunch of maintenance stuff. The pool pump, air conditioning unit, they're there, and they make a lot of noise. So I'm going to put this in, that way I don't have to look at the stuff and don't have to hear it when we're in the backyard in the pool. I picked all this up at Home Depot. They've got a nice selection there. It's kind of like little kits where you'll pick up all the insert boards. You'll pick another one that makes the fence frame, another one that makes the frame for the door. Has all the hardware with it, so it makes it really nice. You can go through and pick that up, and I'll show all that at the end of the video. I'm in Florida, so it's pretty nice to dig down here. It's mostly kind of sand. Before you do, make sure you dial 811 and do that a couple of weeks before you plan on digging, so utilities can come out and mark everything before you dig. You don't want to cut into a power line or something. That'd be kind of bad. We don't have any winter here or anything like that in Tampa, Florida, so we don't have to worry about like a frost line. But we do get hurricanes that blow through, so I'm going 3 feet deep. They have these fence posts that come in a couple of different lengths. I've got the longer ones. These are 5x5 on the outside, so you can fit a 4x4 pressure treated post down in the middle of it. And I do that for the one that I connect the gate to. That way it gives it some extra support. So going 3 feet deep, just want post hole diggers. It's pretty easy to dig. I'm going to line this up. It's just a real short one. And once I get down to the bottom, I'm going to just drop my fence posts in, kind of make sure that they're level, make sure that they're plumb, make sure that they line up with where I want them to. Kind of a hot day, so I've got the fan running in the background over there. It's about 95 heat index with humidity. I think it was like 107 or 108, so it's pretty warm. These are kind of nice because they all slip together. The fence that's around here, during one of the hurricanes last year, it actually blew one of the fence panels over, and it didn't break anything. It just kind of pulled it apart, so you can just pick the pieces up and put it back together again. Pretty easy to cut through. I've got just a little DEWALT oscillating saw that I use to cut through these. They're nice the way that they're slotted, so they go together and they fit in really nice, and they kind of lock in. And they also send some white PVC glue / cement, they say, to put the caps on, and the pieces that you're putting together just give a little bit of extra security. So that's kind of nice for putting in those together. I'm going to cut the different pieces here to make my gate the length that I want it, the width that I want it. So I'll cut the top and the bottom pieces. I've got the gate you can see way down at the far end, and I use that as kind of a reference for the size of this gate. So I'm just going to put the pieces together, and then the infill panels are pretty nice. They just slide right in, so it makes it really easy to do this. I'm just marking my second piece, get it cut, and then I can drop those infill boards in. Pretty easy to do. And when this is all done, it's going to go from the wall of the house there over to where the existing fence is. And I was surprised at how much it reduced the noise. I knew it would reduce the noise some, but it reduced the noise from the air conditioning unit and the pool pump probably by 50 to 60%. I was very, very happy with that. With the concrete house on one side and this fence on the other side, everything running in here, the noise would just kind of bounce up and down through. And it would be pretty noisy back on the lanai and we're in the pool. So this helped a lot. And that's my wife's office window you can see right there. So it's nice that she doesn't have to look out and see my solar panels mounted to the side of the house or anything else that's down here. And so this is the frame for the door. Just going to get the bottom piece put in, and I'll drop in the infill boards. They go together pretty easily. So the infill boards are kind of nice. They're tongue and groove, so they have a little bit of an overlap, so you don't see any gaps through them once you have them put together. And they're really, really nice and easy to do. As you'll watch here, just put it in, slide it down. That's all there is to it. Once I get up to the other end, I grab the other side of the door frame and shove it in till it kind of clicks into place. And that's it. Very, very nice. And that's all the infill board. So this is the other side of the door. So that's just going to drop right on here. And you've got most of the door. There is a cross member that I'll put on this after I have it hung to make sure that the door stays square, because if you have it hooked just on one side, the far side of it can sag a little bit, so I don't want that. So here's the my 4x4 pressure treated pine post. That's going to go down in here because that is where I'm going to mount the gate. So I want to make sure there's something solid for the screws to go into. So this will drop down. That 5x5 PVC post will go right over the top of this. So it's just going to slide all the way down. And there's several inches of that post sticking up above the top of the white PVC. They didn't have any that were 9 feet long like the post, so I had to get a 10-footer. I'll just cut that off. So that's the gate hardware. It comes with the gate, so you don't have to try to figure out what type of hinges or latches or anything that you need. It all comes with it. Those are pretty nice. They help pull the gate closed again, so once you pull it open, if you just let it go, it'll start to swing closed for you. All the screws, all the hardware for all of this, all included in there. So very, very nice and convenient. Just pull the screws and everything out, put it on. It also allows for a good bit of adjustment once you have the gate attached here. There are like some bolts and nuts that are on there, so you can move the entire gate out away from the post, closer to it. Tilt it up, tilt it down, whatever you need to make sure that it's lined up just the way it needs to be. So I was very, very happy with this kit, and like I said, I'll have all the parts of this at the end to show you, so you can get the same equipment or something similar if you want. Lowe's will have very similar items as well, and I'm sure there's some other hardware stores out there that have it too. So I just put a couple of boards under that to kind of hold it up. My yard slopes a little bit right here, and where the gate attaches to the post is on the low side. So just get those boards under there just to kind of hold it up a little bit while I get it attached. Then I can use those adjustments that I just showed you to change the angle, position of that gate to make sure that it's lined up and fits right where I need it to fit. And right here, you can see just move those nuts, and you can shove this in or out several inches, so it's a decent amount of adjustment. So I was pretty happy with that. When I put these hinges on that post, I made sure that the pressure treated pine wood post that's inside of that is up in this front corner, so that the screws would all go into it. That way don't have this hanging off of just the screws that are going through the plastic. They're in that post as well. So now that I have that, I can figure out exactly where I need my other post to go. And this is just going to be like a 2.5 foot wide fence, very, very small, since the gate makes up most of this. Just kind of going along, seeing if I have my post in the ground the same amount, since the yard slopes a little bit. And just like I did with the top and the bottom of the gate, I'm just cutting these to the length that they're going to be, and then I'll put the infill boards in just like I did with the gates. So pretty simple process. A little bit more difficult here because I'll get the post in the ground, where the gate I put it all together and then hung it, or this way I'll have the posts that are in the ground already. Then here's the final product. I got it up there. You can see that cross member that I put up to make sure that it keeps the gate from sagging. At the bottom of each one of the posts, I have a 60-pound bag of concrete. So once the post is in there, I pour the concrete in, and flood it with water until it's all saturated. This is a quickset concrete. That way it'll hold these posts in for many, many years to come. And I've got a gate now that blocks out almost all of the noise. And my wife doesn't have to look at all of my solar panel stuff that's down through my maintenance corridor right here. So here are all the pieces that I have. Vinyl fence rail and the post. All of this is meant to go together. Make sure that you look on there. This is 5x5 post. Veranda. You can put all these pieces together. Very, very nice. Now when you get up your fence posts, they have some with holes for slots on both sides, on corners, or just on one side. So make sure you pick up the correct ones if it's going to be a fence post in the middle with fence connected on each side of it, or if it's going to be a corner piece, or if it's going to be an end piece. So make sure you get the ones with the right holes. As you can see there, those have the slots. There's my pressure treated 4x4 post. Doesn't have to be pretty, it's hidden inside. And here is the fence gate kit. So it shows you what's included and it tells you what you need to get. So that's really, really nice to have that on there. And of course some decent gloves and my very old Craftsman post hole digger. Works well. You'll definitely need a pencil, level, measuring tape, and something to cut through the PVC. Square is nice to have when you're putting your pencil marks on there. There's my DEWALT oscillating tool that I use to cut through this. Nice and handy, small, easy to move around. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. I have many more videos to come in this how-to series. Thanks again. Bye.